Daniel here for Tabletop for One, and my first impressions after 4 plays of Kinfire Delve. And I thank you for joining me today. Now, Kinfire Delve is the latest offering from Incredible Dream. It's a solo or 2-player co-op game that is set in the Kinfire universe, and it's designed by Kevin Wilson. And of course, as a disclaimer, I received this review copy of the game to provide a tutorial solo playthrough video. But in Kinfire Delve, you are a seeker. You are delving into this well called Vainglory's Grotto, and you're trying to make your way down and harness the well's powers. But along the way, you're going to come across obstacles, combats, puzzles, and more as you try and make your way down the well to the Well Master. And when you encounter the Well Master, you have to go through gauntlets and challenges until you're able to defeat the Well Master and claim the power. In the solo mode, you can control 1 or 2 characters. It's up to you. The game scales well with both of them. And the 2 characters play very different from each other. I'll talk about that more a little later. The first thing I want to highlight about this game is the production quality. The production quality is absolutely stellar. And the only reason why I'm pointing that out is because the game is priced at a measly $20. And what you get in this game, foil embossed cards included, as well as some nice dice, and the art looks great. The box is sturdy, it's got a great insert. Everything looks great for $20. It blows my mind that they can even make any money off of this game. So yeah, I'm really happy with the production quality. The cards are of nice quality. The tokens themselves are a good enough thickness. Normally in cheap games like this, the tokens tend to be too thin for me to pick up off the table easily, but these are good thickness for that. Now, the gameplay of Kinfire Delve is a pretty straightforward survival game. What you're doing is you're trying to encounter the different challenges. You're managing your health, you're managing your deck, you're managing the exhaustion that you get going on this adventure. You'll get these exhaust cards that are detrimental and could end the game early. And so you're trying to time things right to make sure that you can achieve all the challenges that you need to and make your way through the dungeon. Now, in this game, there's a deck of well cards, and you have to make your way all the way to the bottom of the deck of well cards. Once you're done there and you need to draw from the well and there's none left, you clear out the well area and then you reveal the Well Master. And then you put 4 gauntlets around the Well Master, and you have to work your way through those gauntlets in order to have the Well Master become vulnerable and you're able to challenge it. Now, the core gameplay is all about skill tests. See, on each of the cards, there will be a number value in the upper left-hand corner as well as a color. And so depending on the color, you know what kind of cards you can use against it. The white cards go for any challenge, but then you have the red, green, and blue, and they correspond to those particular cards. And so when you're challenging or when you're trying to overcome a challenge, you are playing a card from your hand, boosting that card if you'd like with extra cards, and then rolling dice to see what you get. And whatever that amount is, you put it on the card. If that amount meets or exceeds the value on the upper left-hand corner of the card, then you've completed the challenge and you'll gain a bonus. But if you fail, if you only put, let's say, 6 out of 7 progress on a card, then you get a penalty for that. And so there are a whole variety of different cards that you encounter during the game. And a lot of the bonuses that you get cause you to delve further, meaning you progress further into the well. And so what that means is you shed cards off the top of the well deck. And so a lot of the cards in the game you don't actually see the first time through. In fact, in the playthrough that I did was the 5th time I played the game, and I had encountered several cards that I hadn't seen before. So it was new to me even in that moment. So after 5 plays, I still don't think I've seen everything. On top of that, various of the well cards, the different challenges, kind of combo off of each other. And so some of them, if they're all the same name, might make it more difficult or the penalties greater if you fail those challenges. Whereas if you complete them and they're all the same name, you might get an even bigger bonus. And so there's some really good synergies there that go on with just the challenges in of themselves. And so the goal of the game, of course, is to defeat the Well Master, but you can lose in a variety of ways. You can lose by losing all your health, and you lose health by failing certain challenges. You can lose by gaining exhaust cards. See, when you run out of cards, then you're going to have to take an exhaustion card and draw new cards. There are ways to get rid of those exhaustion cards, but those are few and far between. And certain exhaustion cards, like there was one where if you gain 3 of them, then you will lose the game. There's another one where it starts ticking counters on it every time you fail a challenge, and if there are too many counters on it, then you lose the game. So you definitely want to stay away from those exhaustion cards as much as possible, but you do have to take them on at certain points in the game. Now, there's one thing I would note about the card play. Sometimes I didn't feel like the choice between one or two cards, the one that you actually play for the action, was enough of a choice. Because there were at times where I could play one card and boost it with another, or play that card and boost it with the first one. And the ending result was practically the same as far as progress goes. And so I didn't feel like there was enough differentiation between those cards and stats to make it worthwhile. And I think what I would have preferred with Asha specifically is that her boost stats at the bottom had more opposite colors or more contrasting colors. So maybe the card you play is a green card, but the boost stats are for red cards or something like that. I think that would have been better. I just found that some of those card plays, it was just, which one do I play? It really doesn't matter, so I just play one on top. Nevertheless, the gameplay is fun and challenging and straightforward. And so let's talk about the ease of solo play. Wow, the rule book in this game is really small. I mean, it's physically small, but it's actually not a lot of rules to learn. There are some card interactions that provide kind of a deeper, more challenging experience as you're trying to figure out what to do. And there are times where you have to know exactly what's on the board and remember how they interact with what you're doing, because sometimes they make challenges harder, sometimes they make the penalties worse, or something like that. So you have to really pay attention to everything that's on the table and remember that as you play. But it's really not a lot to learn. It's like 10 pages of rules, but they're small pages and they're just little blurbs. There's only 4 actions you do in a turn. It's play a card, it's boost that card, it's roll dice, and then you check to see if you win or lose. And so it's very straightforward to play. Now, as far as the replayability goes, the game comes with 2 characters. Now, I showed in my playthrough the one character, Asha, but the other character provided a completely different experience because the way they play their cards, they play cards that have these little icons on the side, and some of the cards that you play interact with those icons in play. And so it provides this very fun, challenging experience of managing those little icons, making sure you have them out in the right time to boost your actions and do the special actions that are unique to that specific character. Now, Asha, the one I played, is a very versatile character. So if you're looking for a straightforward deck that can counter all sorts of different challenges, then Asha's the way to go. But the other one, if you're looking kind of like for a more combo challenging experience, then go with the second one. But like I said, it's completely different. And on top of that, like, I didn't even make it through the entire deck. I still haven't gone through the entire deck. I have not seen every challenge. I have not seen every combination of challenges on the wells. And so there are a lot to go through. On top of that, there are multiple well masters. So the well master you choose is random. You don't even know what it is. You do randomly choose from 3 cards. And so you don't even know what it is until the very end when you flip it over. So you don't know if what you've done during that playthrough has been detrimental to you, because when you flip over the Wellmaster, it may have special effects that are determined by how many cards got attached to the Wellmaster during the game. So there's a lot of replayability here. Now, from what I hear, there's actually 2 more editions coming out, and I believe they're going to be priced at the same price with additional characters and different setups. And the characters can go from each different environment. So you can take the characters from Vainglory here and play it in one of the other games. However, I'm not too much of a fan of having to buy expansions, you know. I really like games to have a self-contained good amount of replayability, and this one really is no different. I've played it 5 times now, and I have not seen everything, and I have not played all the characters enough, especially the second character. I have not played him enough, and so I do look forward to playing this again and playing it more. And so what do I think about the game? I think this is a fun game. I think this is a great game for the price that it is. It is highly produced, it looks fantastic on the table, it's easy to learn, and it's challenging. But let's talk about maybe the few of the negatives that I have for it. The core gameplay loop of attempt to challenge and see if you succeed or not is the thing you're going to be doing constantly throughout the game. If that doesn't sound like something you'd like, then definitely avoid this game. Now, the characters and how they interact and how their cards work do make those challenges different, and it makes it, you know, a very tactical kind of game where you're looking at all the cards you have in your hand and deciding how to use those and when. And so there is some good decisions to be made there, but you are just doing the same thing over, playing a card, rolling dice, seeing if you win. And this comes into play at the very end with the boss. See, the boss I played in the playthrough, it only failed that challenge if I had rolled the darkness on the darkness die. And so if I didn't, I could just keep rolling and try and win that challenge. And I ended up winning it. I felt like I was just going through the motions at the very end of that playthrough. But I think this game is all about the journey, not about the ending. It's all about trying to make your way through the well, trying to shed the cards as fast as you can, trying to time your challenges and do the different challenges in a way that works best for you, that you're not getting as much damage, hedging your bets, pushing your luck in various ways, managing those exhaustion cards, playing your abilities at the right time. Yeah, there's a lot to do during the game, and I do think that that is the meat of the game. I think the end fight between you and the Wellmaster, it's okay. It's not the biggest thing in the world, and it's the least thing that I look forward to when I play the game. I look forward to making my way through the well. If I make my way through the well without getting too many exhaustion cards or not losing too much health, then I feel good about the game that I played. And I feel like I've accomplished something. But I have to tell you, 20 bucks, 20 bucks, it blows my mind. I know. I got a review copy, I got it for free, but I'm telling you, this game for 20 bucks, it's ridiculous. I don't get how they are selling it so cheaply. Now maybe shipping's high on it, I don't know, I haven't looked into that, but man, 20 bucks. It's like an amazing price. I mean, this is the kind of content you would expect from an Onirim type game. You know, the Arion and Onirim and all those. This is the kind of gameplay that you'd expect from that. And this is fantastic. It looks beautiful. The art is exceptional. And I can't believe it's 20 bucks. And so there you have it. That was my first impressions after 5 plays of Kinfire Delve, Vainglory's Grotto. Do bear in mind that I received this review copy for free to make my tutorial video, but let me know in the comments below what you think of this game. Please also like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here, and I thank you very much for joining me on Tabletop for One. Have a great night.